let's try this intro a second time. Hello, hi, it's me, Fury. So, today it's Saturday, not Sunday. It's Saturday, and on Saturday we have the Plague of Aemon. That's the name of the game. Yes. So, anyway, we're back with D&D, and we have the party. Party, say something.
Sup?
Hi.
Group was named against my will.
Yeah. So, would anybody like to give a recap of what happened in the last session?
Sure. Last time on the Reluctant Reventures of the Dickshot Gang, I hate that name still, the Mango Shuriken summoned one of the Yahiko boys, and Rail, once again proving to be one of the more useful members on the team, took out one of its eyes in a critical blow. Yahiko decided he underestimated us and retreated for now. Elbin and Yin got into an altercation, leading Elbin to be heavily wounded, after which a truce was called, leading to Elbin visiting the local trading post disguised as Yin, while the actual Yin announced to the town their deeds in saving their lives. But, let's see, Elbin got mistaken as a demon, and was trying to steal from the shop and started making people believe he set fires. Yin was told to sort out the mess, reuniting with a stupid shop owner, which I will not name, and then him trying to once again execute Elbin, which in front of the town, which definitely is horrifying to think about. Anyway, Rail stepped in to inform them of Elbin's mistake, and Yin banished the demon, in quotation marks, from the paladin, again, quotation marks, making Yin wonder if Elbin even is a paladin. Up until this point, Yin thinks Elbin was a paladin.
Good recap.
Basically reading the thing I took notes on.
Yes, very nice.
And also, I just realized that my plan for this does not need me to actually get rid of my old staff. I can just get rid of the new one I make. So that's awesome. So first off, DM. Caps over. Just tell us when we can actually get into the actual playing.
Oh yeah. So you okay, so right now you have just woken up from your long rest because you went to sleep at the end of the last session. You all get up, you stretch, Pan goes and stomps their boots to make sure they're still working. Rael clicks his gauntlet crabbily to, cause click. I know, it's fun. And so, you all, go to, eat some cheese. I'm pretty sure you were gonna eat the cheese in the morning.
Right after Yin meditates to change some of his spells around.
Yes, alright. You're gonna eat the cheese in the morning, okay. So, you come out into by the way, where did you sleep? Like where did you sleep on the ground? Did you go onto somebody's roof and take a sleep there? Because I mean, they're still not going to let you into their homes, but like you can go sleep on somebody's roof. Where'd you sleep?
And Yin slept on the ground near nature.
Okay.
Rail
Next
very
time
much
plants.
slept on somebody's roof.
Yeah. The thing is, you may be the heroes of the town, but the fact that you have so much power makes them think that like something might happen in your sleep, and you might do something. So, you know what I mean? The thing is, you might accidentally, like, fire something off in your sleep, and so they're not going to let you into their precious homes, you know?
I mean, that's fair. I mean, one of our trusted party members got accused of being possessed by a demon, so it makes sense they wouldn't trust the party completely.
Yeah. Um. So, right now, you all get up, and it, the guy who, the man who owns the item shop has brought out, he's kinda just, like, sitting in front of his shop watching you all, get up and stretch from after the sun's rays woke you up. And, you can see it looks like he's, like, eating some kind of fish. You don't know where he got his fish in a desert, because the ocean still hasn't shown up yet, by the way. It left, like, either, I think it left like yesterday or the day before, and it still hasn't come back yet. You might have forgotten that, but yeah, the ocean is still, it left. It's still not here. It's still not back yet.
Oh man, if this wasn't an alternate dimension with weird physics, I would have totally called out tsunami. Anyway, Rio, what happened to your magic fish that kept you so preoccupied while Elbin was going for my blood?
What? What?
What happened to your magic fish that distracted you from helping me out when Elbin was trying to kill me?
Oh, that. I don't know.
It's floating above his right shoulder.
Okay, good. I have now that we're all awake, I have a small to-do list for all of us, just to make sure that we are properly prepared for whatever journey we're going to be taking, hopefully to the next settlement. Okay, I have specific things I need each of you to do. So on transportation duty, I have listed Pan. I need you to make us a cart or secure otherwise some transportation so that we won't have to be, most of us won't have to be walking on foot the entire journey. And Rail, I'm going to need you to learn of basically any major cities or trading posts that we can go towards next. And I'll be on hunting duty since I'm out of food, since I'm out of rations since I left some of them on the ship, and others I've sold. I've been marking down rations this entire time for every day, so. And plus, we need more money. Is that all cool with you guys, or do you want to switch jobs?
Sounds fine for me.
Fine. Okay. I real quickly go over to one of the citizens and ask if there's any animals nearby or any place or animals nearby that I can go and hunt for.
I'm not going to do a voice, because I don't feel like it. He details that there were a few animals nearby, and he asks you what kind of animal you want. He presents you with 3 options: a meaty animal, a scary monster, or a insect, a large insect type animal.
I'll go with, since my main priority is food for now, I'll go with the meaty animal. Since the monster and the giant insect seems like more of a party activity.
Yes. Okay, so he mentions a sort of, how would I... trying to figure out how to describe this monster without, you know, the name of the monster. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Okay, so there is this sort of a kind of like burrowing horned creature that has been eating that has been coming up and eating onions from under the ground. It's annoying, and they want it dead. The creature is described as being about 4 feet long, about 1.5 feet tall, and they tell you to watch out for its large, crushing jaws that can even break stone.
Okay. I will return to the party, tell them that I'm going to be hunting for this creature. I describe it as you've previously said. And then I will ritual cast locate animals or plants. Since I only need the description or a name of a specific beast or plant in order to use it. And I will use it so I can actually locate where the creature is, just so it won't get the jump on me.
There's 2 of them about 500 feet, like, perpendicular to the shoreline. Okay, 500 feet away from you in a direction perpendicular to the shoreline. And it's about 120 feet underground.
Okay.
And
is any of them like one closer?
There's 3 of them, and they're all in the same spot. You assume that they're all kind of like you know, you assume that they're all like sleeping next to each other because I don't know. I mean, if a thing's gonna come up and steal onions, it will probably do it at night when it's nice and cool. So yeah, they're probably sleeping together. That's what you're able to assume with your knowledge of nature creatures. You don't know much about desert creatures, but you know that you know you kind of have an idea of how creatures function.
Yeah, I don't need specific desert knowledge to know that most creatures are either diurnal or nocturnal.
Yeah, I mean, you assume that they're going to be nocturnal because it's hot and the sun is bright. But that's why you think so.
I'd probably be sweating under this Navy uniform if I wasn't resistant to fire and heat.
No, you're still sweating.
Ah, man.
It's
so close.
it's okay. It's like you don't get like you don't get burned and you don't get like heat exhaustion. You don't get burned because your skin is tempered against it because tiefling, and you don't get heat exhaustion because you sweat more, and your sweat evaporates more efficiently because you're a tiefling. So you're sweatier than the rest of them because you have your sweat has a different chemical composition than the rest of the party because it cools you off more efficiently. You also don't have body odor. The rest of them do, but you don't stink. You don't smell like armpit. You smell fine. I mean, okay. You smell dusty and crusty because, like, you haven't washed your armor. Well, you haven't washed your clothes, so they kind of smell like adventure, but they don't smell sweaty.
Makes sense. I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Anyway, so you can locate them. So you walk over and you're standing directly above these 3. And you're kind of just trying to figure it out, right? You've managed to get above them, and now you're just kind of looking down, trying to figure out how to get to them. Like, get down there.
Would these creatures be considered small animals?
They're rather large. No. Small animals is
Okay.
like rats and rabbits, not these.
Okay. Makes sense.
A raccoon's kind of on the upper end of a small animal.
Okay. That's a nice limit I can get behind. That seems fair. Let's see. I'm gonna hope these goes by Trevor's logic, and I will begin hitting my staff against the sand, like right above where they are, to see if they'll try and react or go towards the vibrations. Like, would that work, or would I have to roll something?
You, they stir a bit, but they don't move around a lot. They don't come closer, they just kind of like... It looks like they've woken up and they're trying to figure out what you are. Like that's yet again creature knowledge.
If there was only one of them, there was something I could do to go get it. But since there's three of them, I don't think I could really like win a fight. All three of them single-handedly. So we'll go back off a bit and go and try and ask the other person to elaborate on any creatures that are above ground currently, because. I'll just go back to the group and say that I'll postpone the hunting until after everyone's done so that we can try and take this on as a group.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, Pan or Rail should start describing what they're doing to accomplish the tasks on the to-do list.
Also, I just want to tell you, this is not a sandworm. Okay, this isn't like a sandworm. Okay, like it isn't. You know what I mean? It's not like some. You know what I mean? Like it's. Okay, I just want you to know that this is like a creature you can actually beat. This isn't some like huge you know what I mean? Okay, even it is small, but small things can still be deadly. And yeah, you could probably take on one of them. Okay, like I do want you to know that if there was only one of them, you probably could take it in a fight. Okay, like, you know, yeah. Anyway, so Pan. Transportation. What method are you going to look for first? What are you going to try to look for first in terms of transportation? I mean, you know, there's I mean, you in your experience have probably seen more than one form of transportation. So what are you going to try to look for specifically? Do you want to like
try to build one?
Build something? Really, you want to build something? Well, there's no wood.
So look for art or something.
You're gonna look for... Wait, you said you're going to look for, cloth, did you say?
Like a cart.
A cart. There's only one cart, and it's a shipping cart. It doesn't look comfortable to sit in. It's the kind of cart that you would put a bunch of crates into. And also, its wheels are very wide in order to not sink into the sand.
Okay. What's the cart made out of?
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's made out of metal. And there's not a lot of things in this village that you see made of metal. That's the biggest metal object you see here. The second largest is probably this statue of a guy's head that's on display in the magic item shop. You don't know whose head it is, but it's a guy. But yeah, anyway, so the cart is made of metal, and it's a shipping cart, and it doesn't look comfortable to sit in because it's metal, and so it'll get really hot. And I don't think you'd want to sit on that. But crates don't mind, because crates are... I mean, they're made of wood, but there are no crates in it. You kind of assume that they would just, like, they would kind of just, like, pile their goods into it, just directly touching the metal. Because you don't see crates to store stuff in as a barrier.
I like go to the shop or something to get some materials to cover the thing.
Yeah, you can find some cloth to cover it with, but I mean, first of all, well, yeah, okay. First, I can say the best cloth you can find is a like the cloth that comes from a hammock that people sleep on, and so they're not really people aren't really gonna sell you their sleeping thing. That's okay. That's a piece of cloth that's big enough to cover the whole bottom of the cart. I mean, people do wear clothes, but like there are no extra clothes. The only clothes that people have are the clothes they're wearing. They're good clothes. I mean, they're well made, but that's the only clothes that people have. It's just the clothes they're wearing.
I'm just thinking about what to do. I build something else out of the cart. Like take it apart and make my own thing.
But, well, first of all, it's not your cart. How did you buy it? And how and who did you buy it from? Like, you know what I mean? Like you already ate the cheese, like, and that was pretty expensive, and so they've kind of like given you enough hospitality for your service with the cheese. So like, how are you? So yeah, like, are you gonna buy this card from somebody?
Sure. Yes.
Costs a hefty 6 chickens or 2 goats. No, 8 chickens or 2 goats. Which would you prefer? 8 chickens or 2 goats?
Chickens.
You prefer goats? Okay, where are you gonna get the goats?
I prefer chickens.
Where are you gonna get the chickens?
Yes, I just search around for them.
You choose to search for chickens and goats instead of just asking where they got the material to build their houses. Like, come on, just ask if there's like a forest nearby.
They're just
What?
sandstone.
Yeah, their houses are made of mud brick, and their roofs are made of like a metal wire structure that is covered with like dried plant. Except for the magic item shop, which has a roof that's made of like terracotta tiles. You know, like terracotta shingles. That's the only roof that's made of stone instead of plant. Also, the magic item shop is made of what looks like it's made of much more expensive stone. Like, it looks like it's a much better made mud brick than the rest of them. Because I mean, listen, I mean they're good mud brick, but like they're good mud brick. It's well made buildings. The magic item shop is just better.
If you would like, I mean, Yin could, since they're making their houses somewhat out of plant matter, Yin could try and go look for some so that you can like fashion that into like a cloth, sort of.
Okay.
So, can we do that,
Well,
DM?
you can locate the plants. You can tell where they are. They're growing out of the ground. You take a look at one of them and you can tell that it's like, you know, it's like the plants that are growing out of the ground. Not like wild plants, but like the plants that they're farming. Like onions and radishes and turnips and other plants that have leaves. You can tell that those leaves were dried and put up there. There's also some like kind of like fibrous long strands. Okay, it's mixed with like some of them have like, I mean, okay, most of the roof is made of like fibrous long strands, which is they're farming. It's some kind of like grain, but like, I mean, and so you go and you look, and near the stables there is a mat of grain, like a grain mat that looks like it could be used as a roof. That's kind of like leaning against it's like tied to the side of the, like tied to one of the posts so that it doesn't blow away. It looks like it's there in case one of the roofs gets damaged, so it can be replaced. But like, there's no trees out here. It's dead except for this village and those antlions. I'm gonna call them antlions, the things you were hunting. I'll just call them antlions. They're not antlions. They're meaty, but I'll just go with antlions because I feel like it.
Okay. Since Bill's gone and Batman is sort of hitting a slope, I'd like to go back and ask the guy to describe what the scary monster he suggested earlier was?
He describes it as, well, he says it looks like an antlion, but big. So I'm just okay. I'm gonna call the meaty creatures something different. How about diggers? Okay, the meaty creatures, I'm gonna call them diggers. The big antlion, I'm gonna call the big antlion. Okay, boom. Guy describes it as being a big antlion. Okay, that's what he describes it as.
I was about to ask if all three of them were just the same creature with different names.
Okay, yeah. So you got the diggers and the big antlion. Yeah, it's a monster. It kind of sneaks around at night. They want it dead. It injured one of their horses. I mean, not badly enough that they had to kill the horse, but the horse has a scar, and they don't want it injuring their horse. They want it dead.
Okay. Okay.
It comes out at night.
I have a proposition for you. Okay. If we kill these creatures that have been bugging your lands, would you be? You would obviously keep like most of the meat from the creatures, obviously. But would you be willing to maybe give us a cart or like a couple of horses so that we can make the trek to the next settlement?
Well, the magic item shop owner approaches you. He says, "Ah ha ha, Papa Pretzel, I have a deal for you. Let me tell you, okay, let's see, how many members are in the party?" Oh no, that's a really Mario Luigi sounding accent. That's not the accent we're going for. Anyway, I'll keep doing the accent. Hey, Papa Pretzel. So we got you got the three. Okay, well let's see. How many of you? There are four. Yes, there are four. I give you four sandboard. The sandboard. It's very easy. You look the way you go, and the sandboard, it is under your feet. It takes you that way. Very easy to use. It is not as good, of course. It is not as fast, and it is not it is not as good as my horse. But you cannot have my horse. But you can have these sandboards. They're very good. Very good sandboards.
And refuses to make eye contact the entire time he's talking.
Please buy these sandboards, and if you run into my friend here, if you run into my friend here, Inosuke, you can tell him that you are glad because he is the one who brought these boards. Yes, he's a very good man, that Inosuke, very handsome too. Tell him that you are grateful for Inosuke if you see him. Tell him that you're grateful, because these boards, we would not have these boards if it was not for our hero, the blade of the boar, Inosuke.
Yes, that Inosuke guy. Real character. I'm so surprised that he could not defeat that skeleton man and had to weakly, like, limp away, like, embarrassed, like a failure because he couldn't simply just stop shouting out the names of his attacks.
Leave my
Must
brother
be really
alone.
embarrassing for him. All right, I assume like after this conversation, Rail has been doing the gathering information part of their task.
Yes.
So you said that Rael was gathering information on the next town that they're going to. That's what I heard, right?
Yes, the next town and possibly any like pit stops we can make on the way in case we don't have enough resources to get all the way there.
Well, it's called Blorf. You can get to Blorf in about 2 days of walking, or 1 day if you have a camel that you're riding. Blorf He's called Blorf because of the Blorf stone. Nobody knows what the Blorf stone does, but it's called the Blorf stone because on the side of it says Blorf.
Okay. Weird town. Weird town.
Oh, come on. Ohio has weirder named towns.
Oh, no. We're not talking about Ohio. Ohio is a fantasy place all on its own. Florida.
Drives through the whole of Ohio and only sees 3 buildings. Oh my.
Where'd you see the buildings?
So, also in Blorf, well, apparently it happened that tomorrow, they were going to send out a delivery that they were going to get from Blorf. They're going to exchange some. The town intends to exchange a group of a few magic items for some for some chickens.
Okay.
Some of the items that
I'm
were in the
assuming
shop. They're gonna exchange some of those items from the shop for some chickens, and so they will go on a quest to Blorf tomorrow. And just a trip to Blorf, yes.
I'm also assuming that it's like safer to travel during the day since most of the creatures I've heard so far are nocturnal.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So, after everyone's returned from their various trips to gain information and do their tasks, I would like to propose that we go hunt a few of the monsters plaguing their crops and fields during the night. That we have like food and so that we can guarantee transportation.
Could you say that again? You spoke kind of fast.
Oh, after they're all done with their various tasks, I propose that we go and hunt some of the monsters, or like going after these villagers' crops, so that we can basically guarantee some transportation. Hopefully, they'll be like even more grateful to us now that we're actually helping with their smaller details.
Okay, so, but though, okay, so, but though I'm gonna say, okay, so before you do go out hunting, and then so then Bootleg Inosuke specifies that in order to prove your kills, you need to bring back the jaws of the digger and also the jaws of the antlion.
Do we have to give them to you, or can we just bring them back to show you and then keep them for ourselves?
You do need to give them to him.
Okay. Seems fair. The meat is the real thing we're after.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you just come back and say you killed them, then, like, who knows if you actually killed them, you know? So, yeah. They need proof, and they need to, like, look at the proof for a while to make sure it doesn't just turn into, like, a block of wood after a while.
Yeah. Some of us might have minor illusion. That makes sense. So, when everyone's good and ready and finished doing what they're doing, like, I'm going to go out and go look for a piece of wood and go plate down whittle it into a new staff, place the staff deck up. We leveled up rail. Anyway, I'm gonna place the staff in the sort of like where I think that near the town center is, and then just put like maybe a sign or stone carved with a little description in Druidic next to it. Just to fill in what my character's is going to be doing for the rest of the day until nighttime, where we're going to be hunting these monsters.
The arms dealer, previously being annoying, decides to shut up. His thick, bushy eyebrows wiggle sagely because he knows what you're doing. And he knows what it means.
Still a lot of work. Oh well. By the way, I was planning to put it in the town center before the backstory you said earlier, but still.
So, you put it in the town center, I mean, alright.
Also, if you want, I can message you like what the staff looks like and what the thing I'm writing on the like what I'm carving into the stone next to it.
Yes.
Uh,
A picture is preferable, but if you have a text description, that works too. So, yeah. The people of the town, they understand they don't know the whole story behind the staff, but they know that it's important. So,
just go find my description for the staff. Give me a second. By the way, I'm planting the new staff down there since I'll decide to keep the old staff since it's still.
yeah. You created the new staff out of a piece. You created it out of a piece of wood you found when you were out walking around trying to think of how to deal with the diggers. It the wood was kind of pushed up out of the sand, and then you decided that it was convenient, and you used it to make a staff. At this point in your life, you've decided to quit questioning when things kind of happen.
Okay, I'll send you the description of the staff, and then I'll send you the text that is going to be next to it. Okay, I found the document.
Yeah, but you've learned to just accept things as they come at you, and you don't try to argue with the facts that are there. The staff is positioned in the center of the center of the town. It's near one of the there wasn't anything there in the center of the town. It was just a patch of sand. So we weren't interrupting anything.
I'm back.
There we go. I set the text and the description of the staff. I couldn't make a picture yet because I sort of been running out of time on trying to get it just right.
Yes. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, man. You don't have to make a picture for it. You can, but you don't have to. Yeah. It's a ritual.
I also tried really hard on that text block that I made. Been trying to work on it since last session, but I'm not that good of a writer.
So, you have more time before the sun sets. What do you want to do?
Like Yin's just been doing that the entire day, so whatever Rail and Pan Pan want to do.
Well, check out the magic item shop.
Well, they have some items for sale. I don't remember what items they have for sale, but it's whatever I told you in the last session. The items haven't changed. Yin, okay, Hive. Did Yin write down the inventory? Did Yin write that down?
I only know like the basic items that they were. I don't know what the magical stuff was. It was the cheese, the table, the what was it? A hat, and then I couldn't write down the rest of it because at that point my document kind of froze. Yeah, it was basically a magic table, magic hat, and I assume there were other things, and there was also the magic cheese, obviously, that we believe we ate already.
Yeah. There were other things of which I don't remember, and also some crates. Well, okay. There were, like... Pan, when you think of, like grab bags, do you think of like a loot crate? Do you think of a loot bag? Do you think of like maybe like a little tackle box that you open and stuff pops out? Do you think of maybe like a coin that you toss and when it hits the ground it turns into a pile of loot? What do you think of for grab bags? Because they look like whatever you think of when you think of grab bags.
Yes. I guess it'd just be a box that you open.
Yeah. Because for me, I always imagine like a steel box that you can open, and then you see the stuff. That's what I always imagine. But okay, so you said a box. Okay.
I
Anyway,
always imagined like a small
How,
chest.
yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, when I say a steel box, I mean like kind of looks like like a cooler that you would put like your drinks into, but made of steel. That's what I always think of when I think of like loot, like grab bags. Anyway, so yeah, you see boxes. You can see that there's like you can see different markings on them as they're in like different colors and materials. And different colors. Yeah, different colors of them, different designs, different patterns on them. The boxes on the wall, and they all have prices underneath them.
How much are they?
Well, there's 3 that you can afford. I mean, there's only 3, but I mean, okay, there's 3 that are there and sitting near the wall. One of them cost 4 silver pieces. Another of them cost 2 gold pieces. Another cost 10 gold pieces.
How big are the boxes?
Okay, so big enough so that you can, okay, they're small enough so that you can hold it with one hand, but you can, okay, either one side is big enough so that you can just about get your fingers around a face so that you can pick it up with one hand, but like, you'll need 2 hands to hold it comfortably. That's how big it is.
Okay.
I know it may sound strange the way that I'm describing these, but the magic, influences their appearance to be aesthetically pleasing for the viewer, and so yeah, that's how big they are.
I mean, as long as I can imagine what it looks like, it's not going to be too strange for me.
Yeah. I mean, because you think of it as a chest, it's going to be a chest if you go in there. There's going to be like a brown one, and then a blue one, and then a red one. And they're going to be about the same size that you could pick it up with one hand. Anyway, so yeah. Would Pantan like to buy the any of the 3? The 4 silver, the 2 gold, or the 10 gold? Would Panpan like to buy any of the 3?
It's the 4 silver one.
You grab the box and you take it off the shelf. 4 silvers is subtracted from your inventory, and another box appears in its place. Subtract the 4 silver. Wait, did somebody ask me a question?
Yeah, I think it was just mostly us typing in chat. Hey, Rail, since Pan's shopping and Yin's carving their staff and putting the...
And what did Albin do? What is Albin doing?
Just assume that he slept in, like, while we were planning.
No, but didn't you assign Albin a task to do earlier?
Well, I simplified it into being, like, 3 tasks, since one person might have needed help. But since Albin wasn't here, no one needed extra help, so if anyone else needed help on their tasks, then Albin would have just accompanied them. But Yin was just going to go off by himself to go hunt, so Albin wasn't really going to help him. Skin is not going to go off alone with Elbin, considering Elbin has tried to kill him before.
You have a cut on your tail that Elbin made. More than one cut. Your tail's been cut, not like cut off, but it's been like, but like the skin has been pierced more than once by Elbin.
Okay. I was to ask if it was like in the like bony like pickaxe looking part, or if it was in like the actual like meaty tail part. But I guess that explains it. Okay. So if no one else is doing anything like special, then I guess we're just going to be making preparations for.
Also, I want to say, Elbin is trying to cut your tail off, but your tail moves and they miss, like severing the base. Your tail moves, and so then they end up like slicing another part of it. And
is he actively doing this, or is this from before?
Well, he tried to do it the last time you were sleeping, but they accidentally touched your leg with the tip of their foot, and you were able to like react before their blade came down.
If Yin ever gets to level 14, I will use every power I have to make him have eternal nightmares.
That'll come before level 14.
Hopefully.
I mean, okay. Well, you won't get it before level 14. Elbin will get an ability at some point in the future.
Yeah, probably.
All the power-ups and magic items I give you are related to the kind of character that you're trying to make. Okay?
Okay.
You know that. You know that. And, you'll see, I mean, you'll see what happens later to your, character. I do have good stuff in store for you. Anyway, so... Pan, are you gonna open the...
What?
Do you intend on opening the crate now, Pan, or are you gonna do it later?
Save
box.
for later.
Yeah, the box. Okay, you're gonna save the box for later. Okay. Yeah. That isn't quite wood.
Pan, are you opening it or not?
I'm saving it for later.
Okay then. If it's alright with everyone else, if Rail doesn't want to do something, then we could skip tonight. Oh, hey, Copper, are you here? You kind of need to know what Rail's doing.
Yes, I am here, and I was thinking if I could do, I would do anything, but I don't think so. So uh, let's just do night.
Okay. By the way, what's the status on the rod?
Well, the rod can so the rod is well, it doesn't really like react to the digger. It doesn't like point you toward it. It doesn't react when it's above the digger. It kind of, it just kind of exists. It's kind of it doesn't do anything. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Oh, by the way, Copper, if you're like still looking for things that Rail could be doing during the like downtime we have until nighttime, you could always have like Rail trying to like investigate or like mess with the fish that they just magically got for some reason.
Oh yeah, cause I didn't do that part.
The fish enjoyed the cheese.
Oh God, do we have to feed it?
It's a fish. Of course, we
It
need
may
to
be a
feed it.
flying
It's
fish,
alive.
but it's still a fish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it now. That's your responsibility. You feed it.
Sounds good.
Well, I guess everyone had things set that they were doing until nighttime, so I think we're ready to like skip over to nighttime.
It's nighttime. Now it is. Yeah, now it's nighttime.
Okay, I cast locate animals and plants. I ritual cast it, so I don't have to take a spell slot for that. And I would like to know where the diggers are.
Well, by the time the nighttime comes, they are in the same spot.
Okay, another 10 minutes are spent casting this, ritual casting another one, and trying to locate where the antlion thing is, because I assume that's going to be a little bit bigger, maybe. More of a threat.
It can't be right. This can't be right. It's behind you. It can't be right. The spell must have malfunctioned.
I'll take my staff, light it up with magical energy, and just full on swing behind me without even looking first.
It goes through the air. It narrowly misses Pan.
Thank God he's short. Did it knock off his stupid hat?
No.
Oh man.
Okay. By hat, I don't mean the helmet that he got. I mean his stupid hat that he had in the drawing, because I assume he's the type of person who put the fedora on top of the helmet.
Wait. The drawing?
You know when Pan gave us his character drawing? He had a fedora on, and I bet you he's the type of person who put the fedora on top of the helmet.
The characters thing.
You know what? I hadn't noticed that anyone other than Yin had made character art. I had noticed that anyone other than Hive had made art for their character.
Rail's character looks pretty cool.
Yeah, because until now, I'd always pictured Royale as being, like, their profile picture. I hadn't realized that there was art for them.
Yeah, my profile picture and my character are two different characters.
I mean, as for Pan, the way I thought of them is not very different from that image, so, but,
I mean, if Pan looked like his profile picture, then that'd be a whole different problem.
I still want, Pan, I still want to know what that is.
War.
Did you say that's a warg?
Dwarf. That's a dwarf.
No, your
No,
profile
your
picture.
profile picture.
Your profile picture, the spider pig thing.
Oh. I don't know. I just found it on my computer.
Spider pig does whatever a spider pig does.
Like,
that thing looks like a Warlock's patron.
I mean, since the time when you like introduced your new profile picture, it has like come up and existed in a different campaign.
That's horrifying. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. What you've done, Kyle.
Well, no, I mean, one of the my most recent session of this one campaign ended with the group just like looking at the group, and the group all just kind of like bumbling around.
That thing looks like it deals psychic damage just by existing. Okay, we're getting off track here. The thing was behind me.
Going back to the game.
Well, I mean, when you turned around and swung, like, you did see that in the spot behind you, a hole has appeared where there was not a hole before. It looks like a volume of sand was displaced, and then the sand from the sides rushed in to fill the gap. But sand is not water. It doesn't have all the flow, so there's a hole.
Still moving around somewhere, or is it just in the hole, just a little bit deeper down?
It's in the hole. It's about 10 feet under the ground.
Okay then. I'm going to go turn into a badger and start digging into the hole.
Are you going to try to burrow down toward it?
Yes, and if it lunges at me, I'm hoping that I could, like, maybe maybe I can, like, have it lunge towards me and maybe it pushes out of the ground when it does that?
You
or
burrow down toward it, and it begins to move sideways. And by the time you get to the spot where it was, it's moved about an equal distance to the side as you would move down.
Okay. Getting a little bit tricky, and I'm guessing it can sense me trying to dig towards it.
The thing's elusive, apparently.
Burrowing disturbs an area of sand around you. Creatures generally give each other space.
Fortunately, I haven't seen the actual creatures, so I can't transform into one, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't think that you're its friend, but you haven't been aggressive yet, so it just kind of like, just kind of gets out of the way so you can keep digging. wherever you want to go.
I'd like to dig towards the direction of the onions so that if one actually gets over towards there, I'll be there to, block it.
Well, you go over to the onions, and when you get under the onions, you can feel something approaching from another direction that feels larger than you are.
That's fine. I stand my ground.
What?
See, I
We're
don't think you know where I quite went, though.
With the fire, you know where Ian went?
I mean, the thing is, like, anyway, so do you want to, like, surface? Do you want to come up from under the ground?
Assume I come up like one of those cartoonish like moles. Like I pop up from the ground over by the onions, and then just pop back in.
You pop up, and you're about 15 feet away from the onions. You thought you would be right under them, but you were a bit off in your calculations.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste more time getting in the ground. I go over to the onions and I dive in. I'd like to come over out from the ground, walk over to the onions, dig a new hole, just go there.
These people have not seen a badger before, and like they assume that it's the same demon from earlier because they've never seen a badger before. This is the desert. Badgers aren't out here.
I know.
I mean, they keep their distance because they've seen what it's done before, but they don't like they don't try to come and kill you, but they're wary. They're keeping an eye on the badger.
Ooh, that means I'm gonna have to go maybe a good distance away before I transform back into Yin, so they don't think I'm the demon. Yeah, who would have thought the tiefling wasn't suspected as a demon?
Yeah.
Anyway, another one of those diggers comes. The outline is still over there by the party, but you feel what you think is a digger coming, you see it well, first of all, are you still above ground, or are you sitting in a hole, or are you under the ground?
I'm under the ground.
Okay.
Only popped up because I couldn't actually know where I was going, so I didn't know this area of land good enough to be able to precisely dig to where the garden was.
Well, you feel something come up past you, and then it pauses at the surface for a few seconds before it continues going away.
I will try to grab whatever it was.
While it's paused, or as it comes past you?
Let's say while it paused.
It kicks you. It does not like to be grabbed. It kicks you. Do a Constitution save to keep your grip. After being kicked by some digging creature.
Oh man, my Constitution as a badger is lower than my actual Constitution. Oh well.
Anyway, so however.
Constitution save?
Yeah, Constitution save.
Okay. That is a 19.
Yeah, you can keep holding on to it. You can see on the surface now that it is it whoever described it actually described it pretty accurately. You're surprised. You thought that it might not look the way it did, but yeah, it does. It has its head is oval shaped with a ridge a ridge down the center and a horn on either side. Below this oval plate, there is a large lower jaw that has the top of its head is a hard carapace, and so is the jaw, and all the rest of its body is carapace. Its legs have long, like, digging claws, but the legs aren't particularly long. Its tail is shaped like the back. The tail is shaped like a fin of a fish that it would swim with, but made of carapace. And generally, it looks like quite an efficient digger.
Okay.
So
I would, as a bad. I'll let you keep describing.
Well, I mean, you started to wrestle with it. You managed to keep it restrained for a bit before it rolls a Okay, so you keep it restrained for a while as you're wrestling. After a bit more wrestling, you're gonna need to do another, this time a strength check. It's contested. See if it can get away, because it does want to leave. Just wants to take its turnips and get away. What do you say?
Badger's strength is, let's see, -3. So I rolled a 2. Got a 5. It's reduced to 2.
It rolled a 21.
Oh God.
Well, that is one strong boy.
Do they hear the commotion of a badger wrestling with a worm?
It's not a worm. It has legs.
I know, that's why I was surprised it kicked me.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. It kind of looks like, to be honest, I was looking up on the internet to try to find a picture for this, and it kind of looks like that. Okay, I don't remember. Okay, wait, what's the name of that Pokemon? It kind of does look like a Pokemon, though. Now I have to go find it again.
Stunfisk?
No.
Like Robinch?
It looks like it looks like if a it looks like if an Aaron listened to, like, death metal. That's the closest thing I could find to it. The closest thing in just of images I could find on the internet was an Aaron. That's just the closest thing I could find.
Right, sounds good.
But yeah, I can picture it. It.
But yeah, you take like a Laren with it, a Laren with its claws and its metal carapace. Put on some death metal, make it, more mean looking. It's kind of that's the closest thing I could find.
Does the failed strength check mean that that he just escapes my grasp, or do I? does he kick me off and I take some damage?
He escapes your grasp. However, by this point the peasants have come to because they've seen you and they've been able to it does get out of your grasp, but some peasant comes and with his friend's help they manage to lift it up out of the sand before it burrows in.
Do Pan and Rail see this?
Are we even near this?
Yeah, you're kinda over there. I mean, you know that something was happening because people were, shouting about it, but you can't see exactly what's happening because you're over yonder, out in the desert where where you were looking for the digger. You were out above the spot where the diggers were earlier. Okay, and so yeah, you're kind of over there, but yeah, you don't know what people are shouting about, but you hear loud voices and you know that people are saying something. So yeah, you might. So yeah, you know something's happening, but you don't see this happen. Anyway,
Okay, so we might wanna go check out what's going on over there, don't you think?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I can go do all the fighting while you go look at a fish again.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna head over there to see what's going on.
you begin to walk away when, and you as you walk, you hear a yelp from behind you as Elvin is sucked into the sand. You assume by the creature, the antlion. I mean, this ant. I mean, it manages to Elvin manages to quickly claw his way back up and out of the sand, but you assume that they got their ankle or whatever was grabbed free, but it was a close call. However, when Elvin does emerge, they look menacing. They had to increase their power, bolster it with the strength of their patron in order to escape from the strong grip of the antlion. So
Real quick, how tall is Rail?
What? Oh,
How tall is Rail?
oh yeah, that. I'm pretty sure. Need to confirm, but I think he's 5'8" or something.
So you two short people
5'4".
are about to get grabbed.
5'4".
If the elf needed super strength to get out of the grasp, you two bite-sized shorties are about to... It's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, we might We might need some backup.
Well, you see, Pan will be more difficult to pull down because of his girth. Because even though he's not as tall, he's quite wide. Dwarves are rather wide.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
Plus,
the
with
weakest
all
link
the,
here.
I mean, it's simple. You just have to kill it from the inside.
Yes, but whereas Elbin had a slim and supple body, their legs were long and well toned, and they didn't have very much fat because they were used to. They'd been trained for a life of adventuring, whereas, well, I don't know, Pan was like some kind of like alchemist or something. Pan, were you an alchemist? Did you say that you were an alchemist? Pretty sure that Pan was an alchemist.
I made weapons.
Oh, okay.
He's a dwarf, so I assume some sort of he was much like bulkier and sturdier, just so we can go mining or something, because that's what most dwarves are.
Yes. But yes, Elbin was rather slim and you know, they had, their arms were muscular enough to wield the blades, but they would have a harder time swinging around the heft of a great axe. These hands were better suited for finer tasks, such as shaping a spell.
Okay. That somehow makes sense for Elbin.
It took a lot of effort to make that description not sound sexy. I was trying very hard to make it not sound sexy, but it's difficult.
It's Elbin. It will never sound sexy.
Yeah. I mean, Yin is quite good looking because he does have that pedigree from the king, who is the sexiest man to have ever lived. But like but I mean yeah, but I mean yeah, while the other of you might be able to somewhat compare, you won't be able to match Yin for his dashing good looks. So, the creature has stayed under the sand. It doesn't come and grab either Pan nor Royale. Doesn't grab either of you. But you feel it's lurking.
Is that because Pan weighs so much it feels like there's like 20 people there?
Perhaps 3. Perhaps the weight of 3. Pan is dense. Like, it's not that he's fat, because he's not. He's very dense from his muscle, used for smithing the weapons. And probably he also has done mining at some point. So he would need to, increase the density of his muscle so that he could have the strength to shape metals without being so bulky that he would limit his range of movement. Anyway. By the way, if you can't tell, I watched Star Wars recently, and it gave me a better idea of human anatomy.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm still going after...
Yeah, you're still going after the,
Yeah.
I mean, So yeah, so one of the diggers is being taken care of, but I mean, the people seem to the guy who you talk to seemed to describe it as if there were one digger. And you're pretty sure he thinks that there's only one, but you've seen three. So
I've seen at least 3.
do an investigation check, because I would normally tell you what you deduce from this, but this would require a big brain to figure out, so do an investigation check.
Would I be doing this before or after I turned back from being a badger?
It doesn't matter. You have the same mental stats whether you're a badger or not. I mean, your vision is bad. You can't really see all that far, because you're a badger. You don't really need to see far beyond your nose. But, I mean, but you do still have...
Okay. Okay. Can't forget about that. Okay. Got a 17.
I just hit myself on the side of my table. Ow.
That sucks.
So that way.
Not the side, the corner. The corner of the table, pretty sharp. Ow. Anyway,
That's even worse.
yeah, just the corner of the table. Sharp corner. So, what do you roll for investigation?
17.
You've figured out that this one of these diggers probably one of the 3 diggers goes to get the food while the other 2 serve other roles. That's what you've deduced.
Okay, I cast. I go a ways away from the village, so I don't think I'm a demon. I cast. I get out of my badger form. I cast. Locate animals and plants as a ritual, just to see what they'll do once the initial creature that went out to get the food didn't come back.
They sit there. They continue to sit underground in the same spot. I mean, okay, the 2 of them are... I mean, one of them is far enough away that your searching for animals doesn't give you an exact location. It's kind of just like that direction. The other one is far away, but in the other direction.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know how far the range of that spell is. How far away is that? How far? What's the range?
5 miles.
What? What do you say?
It's 5 miles.
It's more, yeah, it's more than half a mile away, and so at more than half a mile, you kind of know the direction, but until you're half a mile away from it, you're not going to have an exact position.
I feel like that's fair, because if I did that, and then I just see a bunch of, like, silhouettes of thousands of, like, creatures, and that'd be pretty overpowered.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'm trying to figure out some way to get I'm trying to figure out some way to introduce a combat encounter, because both of these creatures are not like bruisers. They're not brutes. They're sneaky types, you know? Like the thing is, that antlion was going to go like slice Albin's ankles and then drag them underground, but I mean, Albin kicked away before it could take out its natural blades, you know?
They're ambushers.
Yeah, they're both ambushers. One of them just like quickly snap. One of them eats the plant and the other eats the meat, but either way, they are sneaky. So I don't really know how to put in a combat encounter for here, because
I have a plan. I have a plan.
Yeah, what's your plan?
One of you may not like it. Okay, so the
That makes
plan
it even
is
better.
we use rail as bait since they are snack size for a creature that size. We tie a rope around them, and then once the creature tries to drag them underground, we will pull on the rope and see if we can try and drag rail and the creature above ground.
I, as a player, like that idea. I, as Rail, do not approve of the idea.
Well, it's either you or the dwarf, and he's too dense to pull back up. Or pull down, for that matter.
I already tried to go for Elvin. Why don't we use it? Why don't we use them?
I already know Elvin's too strong. It has to be you. I don't want to do it.
Albin appears at the moment. Albin appears to be pulling up very hard on a turnip. Except that there's no turnip that they're pulling on. They're just pulling on like a chunk of air that appears to not want to move. Like they're pulling really hard, but like on a chunk of air that refuses to move, and it's.
I mean, to be fair, Elvin's so weak it could just be regular air. Go over to pull it up and investigate.
You grip, and it feels like there's. Like it feels like a leather grip on a sword. You grip the area under Elbin's hands. Do a strength check to pull up. Let's see if you can do. Let's see if together you can manage to pull this out. I mean, it's invisible. It just feels,
-1 is 19.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like air to you, but it feels like a sword grip. That's a 19, and Elbin rolled a 12 earlier, and so, yeah, you're able. You pull it up. It's beginning to rise slowly, but it feels like there is a. But I mean, you would think that you can tell by this point that it's not. This is not right. First of all, you can't see it, and second, if this was a sword, after you pulled it up a bit, it would be pretty easy to pull. But now it's still giving the same resistance as it was when it was down on the ground. It's just that your position of having it pulled up higher does afford you more like pulling. You can pull harder now that it's a bit higher. So you so you pull it up and you see that like about 2 feet below the part where Elbin is gripping, there is like a scythe-like, something scythe-like, but it looks natural. Kind of like a bat wing, but like sharpened. You know?
I will grab the scythe part that I can see directly.
You still have to keep pulling. You keep pulling on it. You feel a slap before you feel a cut appear on your tail. You look back to see that another scythe has gotten up and is scything. I mean, okay, the cut isn't very deep, and it's also on the underside of your tail, and so it doesn't get all the way through the reinforced plating that you had installed on it. Yes, you have tail armor. You have tail armor. You have tail armor. Yeah.
A 5-foot-long weak spot, of course there would be tail armor.
Yeah. Only on the bottom of the tail. Because if it was on the top and the bottom, then you couldn't bend it. but because you only have it on the bottom, you can bend it to either side, or you can bend it up, but you can't curl it down, and that's fine because you don't need to, you can't get your tail between your legs, but you can rest against the floor comfortably, so it works.
I mean, as long as I can still, like, stick it to, like, the side of a building so I can just, like, hang off of it while leaning, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will continue pulling, and I will try and use my... Wait, the tail is still being attacked, right?
I mean,
I would like...
okay. It doesn't cut into your skin, but it cuts at the armor. And you feel that it cuts at the armor because, like... Okay, it cuts at the armor and kind of scratches the skin underneath, you know? And so, it does hurt, but it's like, you're not taking damage from it, because the armor absorbed most of the damage. So,
I'd like to move my tail just quickly to the left.
I mean, the Scythe retracted after it made about 3 swings, so, yeah. As you're looking back, you see it pop up again on the other side of your tail, you know, toward the direction you're moving it in.
Okay. Yitten starts to think he never really found out what that bug monster he was talking about was.
Yeah, the scythes at the tail, but it misses because you didn't move your tail as far as it thought you would.
Yin would like to jump back and take a defensive stance with his staff.
You know, you're still pulling on the scythe in front of you. You can't really do that. You got to stay right there, you know? Like, unless you want to let go of it. Because you could do that, but you know that Elvin isn't strong enough to keep it up on his own.
Elvin's weak. I call over to Pan and Rail, who hopefully aren't looking at a fish this time, to try and come over and help me. I will lord that over you the entire time. You almost let me... Oh, it was Elvin, so he probably couldn't have killed me, but you almost let Elvin die.
The fish swims down through the air and starts nibbling at the end of the scythe.
Oh.
Like it's not biting.
That fish is probably doing more strength-wise than Elvin is.
It's not It's not biting off pieces of it, but it's like it is like it's biting down, but it's not biting through it. You know. You know what I mean? Like yeah, it's holding on to the end of it. So.
Okay. So we see this going on, and we hear Ian calling out to us, I guess.
Yes, you do.
So
over and ask him what he needs help with.
He, with one hand, gestures wildly towards the scythe attacking my tail.
Okay, so there's something invisible that's attached to these side things?
Yes.
It is something that I could possibly stab.
You may try.
Right.
Would it be a disadvantage since I can't see it?
You feel your blade hit something hard, like wood.
Well, that's interesting. So, what do I do now?
Well, I mean, you can try and pull the thing we're pulling. Also, I mean, you can't be weaker than Elbin. So,
Are you sure about that?
What's invisible?
Elbin is so weak he has to make strength checks against a light breeze.
All right. So, I guess I'm gonna go help with pulling this thing that Ian and Elvin are trying to pull, so that Ian can deal with the thing that's attacking his tail.
Oh, I'm just completely ignoring it. I just need you to hold it so that it wouldn't fall back in. Ian is going to go ahead and transform into a bear and then try and grab the object with his teeth.
You keep pulling until you see something, until you manage to, eventually it stops its resistance, and you forcefully hoist something out of the ground. It announces its presence as the Flame Walker of the Major Domo Executus, of which I have absolutely no idea what that is.
What?
Does this happen before or after I turn into a bear?
After you pulled the thing out, and you found that the Scythe was one of the horns of this bizarre creature. Okay. This was a random encounter. I do not know what this thing is. I just know that it's desert related. And I know what it looks like, but I don't know what it means. I don't know, like, its stat block. So I'm just gonna kind of assume what it is, because I can't find a stat block for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it just announces itself as a Flame Walker of the Major Domo Executus.
Okay, so since we didn't really specify which each character was, Pan hasn't really done anything, so assuming he's still like over in direction where they were before Rail tried to help me.
Pan
And
assisted
since
you.
I was the main one pulling, what?
Pan assisted y'all. He grabbed on. Right? Pan said that they would help.
I know, but I assume he's too fat to get there in time.
Well, yes, and then Royale is commanding his fish to help.
So a bear, a fish, and a elf are pulling an invisible scythe.
And a dwarf. That's also pulling an invisible scythe. So yeah, you pull it out of the ground and you see this dude.
I'll try and act diplomatically. I'm just going to stay in bear form in case we have to fight.
Are you going to try to say anything as a bear? Can you speak as a bear, or will it just come out as bear?
It'll come out as bear.
Oh, okay. Well, are you going to say any bear? Are you going to growl? Are you going to roar? Are you going to do any bear-related sounds?
I release a small growl and get in front of the rest of the party as the leader.
Well, by this point, you've all let go of whatever this thing is, and it begins doing a series of arm and... I was about to say arm and leg movements, but it doesn't have legs. It has the upper body of a devil looking, like a devil, and the lower body of like a snake, and so it just starts waving its arms and tail in a series of motions. It looks like it's doing some kind of ritual. Some kind of ritual dance. You haven't seen...
That
None of you
can
have...
be good.
None of you have seen anything that looks like this guy, nor have you ever seen this ritual that he's doing.
I think if I say his arms are moving faster than that merchant's horse, and he'll just show up even though I'm a bear. That sounds like the type of person he is. Well, I, as a bear, despite being completely intelligent, oh man, I'm too intelligent to do something that stupid. I'm not gonna attack the dude.
You see the arms dealer approaching. Hey, sir, come! You are disturbing the peace, sir. Come, sir, sir.
Every time.
You are...
Does any of the other party members have their weapons out?
Do y'all have your weapons out?
Probably.
Elvin is winded.
I got my fireball thing out.
I mean...
Yeah, because I...
Elvin gets winded by standing.
Okay, Elvin has, like, their, Elvin has a, like, their shadow dodge enabled, but, like, they don't have their weapons. They don't have their demon scythe out, but they do have enabled shadow dodge.
I'm just gonna make it real simple. You see Bear Yin, look over at Rail's weapon, then back at the merchant, then back at the weapon, then sort of does a, like, nod over towards the merchant.
The devil snake turns and approaches the arms dealer. They start talking about deals. The devil snake has a rather melodic voice, and I'm not going to do a voice, because I don't feel like it. And so, also, I just want to say beforehand, I can do more voices than just this arms dealer and, like General John, no, not General, Colonel John Graves Simcoe. Yeah, I can do more impressions, but we haven't come to enough other plot important NPCs of which I've established a voice for.
Yeah, I don't need another person to hate other than the merchant, so yeah, we can hold off on the voices for now.
Also, the thing is, I also made that guy's voice to be, like... Oh, okay, I'm gonna say this. His voice isn't supposed to... The merchant's voice is not supposed to be annoying. It's just because I'm not good at doing his voice. Okay? His voice actually sounds pretty good, but I'm not good at sounding like Inosuke. Anyway.
It's not his voice that annoys Yin so much. It's the fact that after Yin wasted a wild shape turning to a horse, he brought out a bigger, better horse out of nowhere.
Well, perhaps you could protect yourself from a bigger, better horse with NordVPN. But anyway, But anyway...
I'm sorry, is this horse gonna hack my computer?
No, but it's a fast, cheap, and easy browser extension that you can get for a low price. Anyway, because I want to continue with the campaign. They do business, and the devil snake manages to purchase the devil snake manages to purchase an axe from this merchant in exchange for a piece of strange glowing rock.
If the merchant can wield if the merchant can wield God metal, I'm just done.
It's red. It's a red rock.
Does it look like the crystal?
What crystal?
The crystal from the other dimension.
No, it grows differently.
Okay.
It's different shaped.
Does
This
the
crystal.
rod react
Okay.
in any way?
This crystal has a different number. It grows in a different. It's a cluster of crystals, but it grows differently than the other ones that you found. And I'm pretty sure that Pan still has one in his pocket. Do you, Pan?
I have one too.
I have 7.
Okay, 7. So anyway, what do you say you're gonna do, Hive? Yin?
One shard of each. Let's see. He's weaponizing the creature now. So Hive would like to
Yin.
slowly make his way towards there.
Yeah.
Just in case he has to battle one or accidentally kill another person.
Rail's gonna slowly follow behind Ian.
Yeah, so the devil snake turns to you, and it announces that it is the flame walker of the Major Domo Executus. This is the third time it has announced how important it is.
I kinda notice.
I think it has that weird condition that the shopkeeper has where he has to announce his attacks before he gives them. Okay. Yin would like to growl in bear language, I am bear.
It replicates your growl back to you.
Fire!
It's not that it growls with the same kind of tone or impression, but it makes the same sound that you did back at you. It's uncanny.
He's lying. He said he's bear back to me, but clearly he's not bear. He's whatever his face name was. Why is the first thing Yin meets, it's either they steal from him, they attack him, or they lie to him? Like, there's no in between, except for the shopkeeper. I just hate him. Yin, at this point, wasting his wild shape completely, comes out of bear form, stands up, dusts his clothes off, despite them not even being present when he was a bear. He stands up, and then Infernal says, "Liar, you're not a bear."
He raises his axe, and you feel a sharp clarity sweep through the air. All of you feel your bodies begin to warm. You feel a heat spreading from you, beginning at your core.
Oh no!
This must suck worse for both of you.
The boss notice appears in the air, despite the fact that this guy isn't a boss. But how about the combat notice appears in the air? Yeah, that's better. This guy isn't a boss. The combat notice appears, and you feel, yeah, you're ready. You have gotten into your
Oh.
combat forms. He's kind of
Oh,
forced
now
you.
you're ready to fight me now that I'm no longer a bear.
Yeah.
Mine.
You've went from your base into your combat forms, and you're ready to fight.
We're all initiative.
Yeah, roll
now?
initiative.
Five.
15.
I got 11.
Hey, Rail, mind one-shotting this one too?
Okay, so, could you please repeat your initiative?
15.
I got 11.
I got 5.
Alright then. So, the initiative order has been set. Elvin, who
Oh, not Jen.
Elvin begins by thrusting their 2 fingers forward and casting a bolt of energy toward the snake man. He turns his axe blade and deflects it so that it just grazes one of his horns. Ryle, you're next.
Alright. So, how far are we from this?
Okay, so Yin is in the middle, Pan Pan is on the left, Royale is on the right, and Elvin is standing back behind, that is, and between Yin and Royale. Right?
I assume Yin's like the closest towards them.
Yeah, the Yin
also,
is the closest.
Walked up to them.
Yin is the closest and about 15 feet away.
Right, and Rail's behind, like near Yin, like up front, but behind because that's what they said they were doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna get closer to this, to the fire snake, and try and stab it.
Attack roll.
$19.
That hits.
Alright. So... have no allies, unlike like a 5 foot, not a 5 foot distance from this thing.
5-foot distance, you said? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so wait, you said that you are 5 feet away. What would you say?
It said I got closer and stab it.
Okay. Okay, you did. And then you stabbed it.
Okay, so okay. It was to check if I had to like do it with the sneak attack. Like
Yes, in this case, you have sneak attack in this case, yes.
all right, cool. That'll be 13 of damage.
13 damage, okay. 13 damage, that's much it takes.
Would you like to do anything for your bonus action, like disengage and fall back a little bit, or?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was checking if I could do anything else. Yeah, I'll use my cunning action to disengage.
And disengage, alright then. Alright then, disengage that. You don't provoke any opportunity attacks, and you can move away. Alright then. You're out of the way. So, I assume that's all you can do on your turn, and we'll pass to Panpan.
To use my crossbow.
Your crossbow. Okay. Did you roll? You can roll for that?
Too, it's just lagging a bit.
Did you roll to hit, Kyle?
It's lagging a bit, so I had to load it.
I'm just gonna go. Your actual D&D Beyond thing is lagging?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you doing the D&D Beyond dice?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you using D&D Beyond dice? Come on, those are really laggy, man.
Yeah.
You could roll on the bot stuff thing.
Yeah.
With the Avray bot.
How do I roll? With the bot.
I don't know. Hey, Hive, do you know how to roll?
Yeah. You go on the you go on the bot stuff message thing, and I believe it was question mark roll. Then you did the, let's see, guessing 1d20 and then It's question mark roll. Then you put in the dice you want to roll, so 1d20 plus, and then you put in your modifier.
Okay. 17.
17. That hits.
It's question mark roll 1d6.
Three.
3 damage, okay. Is there anything else?
No.
Because... Okay. So then, the next in the order is Yin.
Okay, first of all, since I'm the closest, I take my staff. I bonus action casts. I'm not going to pronounce it correctly anyway, so I'm just going to say I make my staff magic.
Yes, you may.
And then for my action, I'd like to attack him with Ice Knife.
You want to attack him with Ice Knife.
It's my
Yeah,
spell,
what's your,
so
okay.
roll for that.
You got to roll. Let's see what's your roll. You got 12. That 12. Yes, that misses. The fire snake takes his axe and brings it up to divide the. He divides the knife into 2 parts.
Great.
That strike him.
Oh, dexterity saving throw.
They hit him.
Okay, great.
I mean, well, he doesn't exactly divide it into 2 pieces. It shatters
Take
into a lot of
damage.
bits. 12? Ooh. Wait, you said 6, but you rolled a 12. What happened?
It's 2d6.
Oh, okay, yeah, 12. Okay, 12 damage.
Use the bot, so just make sure that it's all on the level.
Oh, yeah.
Really overpowered. It does 10 damage, and then you have to make a save to not take an additional 2d6 damage.
Dude,
Like
also another thing. Isn't that first level?
It is first level.
And how many? Do you have second level spell slots?
Second level spell slots. I just not using them since I have second level spells. That's for other things I want to use.
Okay.
Plan.
Okay.
The only other spells I cast were ritual spells, so I didn't need to use spell slots for those.
Yeah. So next, next, the salamander takes his axe and plants it down. He uses the tip of the blade to draw an arc in the sand that glows before he touches the ground on either side of him, and small sigils appear. Out of these, a pair of smaller snakes appear and jump forward toward Yin. In order to attack, one rolls a 9 and the other a 13. Do either of these hit you?
First one misses, second one hits. Are these actual, other combatants, or is it still just the one person who just summoned these?
It's a spell.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a spell. It's yeah. He's not summoning snakes. It's a spell. So yeah.
He's
You.
casting snakes.
So yeah, he's casting pair of snakes. So he. So you take 12 fire damage from the snakes hitting you. And one of them attaches.
Is that already reduced?
No, that's before the reduction.
Okay, so 6.
And now you the one snake that hit you, do a dexterity save. A 12, yes, that
Yeah, I forgot to
succeeds.
do the plus.
That succeeds. It after biting you, it falls down onto the ground and turns into embers. You look to see that the other snake is also a few embers now.
So just so I get the damage right, it did 12 damage, reduced to half since I'm resistant to fire damage.
If you divide 12 by 2, you get a 6.
Right. Just wanted to make sure, because earlier I said it's reduced, and then you said no, so just wanted to make sure I got that right. So, in case the snake had anything.
Yeah. So
anyway, as my reaction, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
Okay, so you only take. Okay, you only take 7 damage, reduced to half. Or hellish rebuke.
Yes. Ah! Oh, that's the level 3 ability. Good, nice, very nice. So, next he takes next the fire snake goes and takes his axe and he assumes a like a sturdier stance. Oh no, that's all. That's all. That's all.
That's all.
You know he did something, but you don't know what. But hey, you get the feeling like he did something more than just shifting his stance, but you can't really see what he did. So next, it's on to.
Yeah, but that's for those suckers to find out because they attacked before me.
So then next, Elbin goes and summons a. I keep saying summons, even though it's not summoning, but how about they conjure? Yeah, that's a better word. They conjure a small, like, almost like a. It's not called a. Okay, I know it's not called a javelin, but a torpedo. That's the word. They conjure a torpedo made of a red crackling energy that that is thrown at the fire snake. It hits the fire snake in the chest before this torpedo expands to become a sort of a net to cover it. The snake quickly hacks away at this net with its axe, but it's managed to tightly wind itself around this fire snake's left arm.
What does it do? Does it give him like disadvantage on like dexterity or like attacks, something like that? Just a spell that does that and then
No,
fades.
it makes his axe one-handed instead of two-handed. He can't use the other hand to do things now. He can't
Or
cast
at least
spell.
reduce the damage a little
No,
bit.
now if he's going to cast a spell, he has to put his axe down to do it. That's what the javelin lightning thing does. It's a cool spell that Elvin has.
That's nice.
Yeah. Now he has to put his axe down if he's going to cast a spell. I think that's pretty cool. That's a cool spell. So anyway, now, it's next. It's Royale. Yes.
Quick, I'd like to turn to the party and say he wouldn't have that axe if it wasn't for that stupid merchant. Okay, take your turn.
Yep. So I'm trying to attack again, but I rolled to attack a 10.
That misses.
Yep, figured.
Is there anything else you can do?
I think I'm just gonna disengage again.
Alright then. Pan, it is your turn.
Is the fire snake like on fire?
I mean, yes, but also no. Like, no, he's not like the Human Torch. Like, no, he's not a torch fire. But like, whenever he gets hit, it releases flares of fire from him. So like, yes, but also no.
Okay.
I'm guessing he's like resistant to fire damage.
Probably.
Okay. Just want to know before I use spell slots doing minimal damage.
So hit him with my crossbow again.
Okay. What do you roll to hit?
He's rolling.
Can you type any faster?
I want some fried rice.
Try and go through
Got
and
an 8.
type it in.
An 8. Yeah, that misses. Can Pan do anything else after the 8? After the crossbow?
I don't think so.
You don't have any damaging spells, do you?
A firebolt.
You probably have a higher to hit and you have higher damage. Probably for fireballs. Probably.
I mean, you're an artificer. You can just go flavor that as you made an arrow just firebolt.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was... Yeah, yet again, you could light your arrows on fire and it would deal more damage, and... I mean, I'm assuming that you can probably have a higher to hit with your spells than with a crossbow.
I don't think he's proficient in a crossbow. But he did say that his intelligence was like real low, which is his spellcasting modifier for being an artificer. He made his character super dumb, yet decided to pick the class that requires him to be smart.
Okay, first of all, I'm just gonna say, when you say low, do you actually mean low, or do you mean like 12? Like, do you actually mean that it's low, or do you mean 12?
Like 14.
That's high. That's very high intelligence. You have a big brain. You're very smart.
Why'd you tell me it was low?
Yeah, 14 is big brain.
He walked up to me and just said that Pan Pan was an idiot. Like, he straight up said Pan Pan was like the dumbest thing.
Yeah, big dumb is like a 6. Okay?
I'm pretty sure, like, me as a bear had, like, an intelligence of, like, 3.
Yeah, the thing is, the stereotype of the barbarian walking around and crunching on rocks and saying, me angry, that's lower than intelligence of 6. I mean, listen, IRL, the school bully at my school probably has an intelligence score of, like, 6, and he can actually have a pretty cool he can hold a conversation at least. He may be stupid, but at least he can hold a conversation. He's not
Isn't, like,
me
anything
angry.
below, like, 5, like, you're not sentient anymore?
No. No, having a 0 in intelligence is not sentient. If you have a 1, you have some amount of... Okay, you have some amount of thoughts, of conscious thoughts, if you have a 1 or higher. Okay? But, like, a lot of things do... I mean, okay, actually, no, a 2 or higher, because you can't have a 0 in any score, but fine then. A 2 or higher, you have some amount of thought.
Yeah, because, like, certain enemies, I've read up on certain enemies in this game, like, they remove, like, intelligence stats, and they could literally make your character brain dead if your intelligence goes low enough, right?
Yeah. The lowest you can go and still be able to fight is 6. Below that, you can still use a weapon, but you'll be really bad at fighting, because if you have too low of an intelligence, you just won't be able to remember your techniques well enough. Like, you can still remember some techniques, but you won't be able to remember your training well enough to be an adventurer, you know?
Yeah, like, unless your main weapon is a club, where it's just, you hit something really hard, and that's it.
Well, yeah, but
but
even then, bonking something with a club, yeah, you can do that. Even with no experience, you can do that. But, like, I, in real life, have training with a club, and so I can bonk far better than someone who is either stupid or untrained. You know, like, yeah, I can bonk. I can get good bonking. I'm not going to say that I'm, like, a master of the bonk, because I'm not. But I have some amount of training.
Training in anything makes you better than just the base level, but,
yeah.
Sense.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like, while you were in school, and you were making friends and trying to impress the king, I was in secret, studying the art of the bonk. No, it's not like that. I studied the blade, and the fist, and they led me to be quite a powerful force to be reckoned with. No, I'm kidding. So...
Every single time you describe that, all I just imagine is you running up to someone, trying to hit them just grabbing the stick and just punching you in the face. It's realistically what someone who says that would happen to them.
Yeah, because most people who say that don't actually have the skill to back it up. Like, yet again...
I studied the bonk.
Yeah, I haven't... Yeah, I'm
not...
By
studied the bonk, you mean you just bought it off of Amazon. Okay, we're getting off track.
Yeah, we were in a fight or something.
Yeah. We're just having this entire conversation, and the fire guy is just waiting patiently.
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing. Also, even if you do think that if I ran up to somebody and tried to whack them and they would just grab my stick and punch me, yeah, I'll admit that probably would happen if I did that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. That probably would happen. Which is why I don't do that.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
And Pam, do you have anything you're going to be doing with your bonus action, or?
I mean, Wait, what can I do as a bonus action?
Well, some spells you can cast as a bonus action. Because you can't do, like, normally without a feat, you can't do, like, 2 spells in one thing. But if you have a spell that you can cast as a bonus action, you can attack and then you can cast a spell.
Yeah, I don't think I can use it as a bonus action.
Okay, then. Are you going to end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. For Ian's turn, I'm going to hit him with Ice Knife again.
What did you roll to attack?
Yeah. Oh, natural 20.
You hit him in the forehead. Because I don't feel like having another character get penetrated in the eyes. So,
Okay,
what's your damage?
So, I know what your crit system is. Is it double the dice or double the damage?
Double the damage.
Okay.
Because it makes it so that each amount of damage has the same chance as it would have beforehand. I know it doesn't matter very much,
Okay, so
but I just feel like it. Okay. 8.
Quick question. Does both the D10 and the D6s get doubled, or just
Yes,
the D10?
both of them. His dexterity save,
so
he rolls a 4.
that is a fail. So he takes a total of let's see, 30 damage.
It pierces him, and his forehead begins to bleed a kind of like this blue radiant fluid. He takes the butt of his axe and slams it into the ground as he warps away. And as he warps away, however, he takes his axe, but a ghost of the axe still remains. As do, for some reason, 6 snakes, which all dropped out of the portal. And they're not attacking you, they're just kind of wiggling around on the ground. So,
As a druid, I carefully step over the... Well, you talk your...
Can I pick up a snake?
They're hot to the touch.
So poorly.
Do a Constitution save. A Constitution save to not get burned.
15.
Yeah, that succeeds. You take 7 fire damage.
Nice.
You may have won the combat, but because it was still like the same snakes from the attack as earlier, even though they weren't attacking you, you still touched them, and that triggered an attack. So 7. Yeah.
And says, okay. So what did we learn here? If you're not a druid and you're not fire resistant, let's not pick up the fire snakes, okay? Okay.
Anyway, so you said you're gonna pick up one of the snakes as well, Yin?
No, I said I was going over to try and pick up the axe.
Oh.
Being a druid, I will try and go around the snakes and not disturb them. Try and pick up the axe.
It flashes as you see it become corporeal. However, it's no longer flaming. It's a regular axe. You try to taste it to feel its aura. has some amount of magic, but it's not the
He does
strong
not taste
aura.
it. Ian puts it up to someone else's
No,
mouth
no,
so they can taste
You're
it.
not licking it. You're not licking it. You're tasting its magic. You're not licking it.
Okay. As long as
Okay.
I'm not. Ian is not going to lick something after the other two members who started licking things started
Anyway,
dying.
you feel it. You feel it like. Okay, you feel like some of your blood get like forcefully pulled out of your hand and go into the axe as it becomes corporeal.
So, like, what I'm imagining, the snake bit my hand, and then afterwards, like, when I go pick up the axe, like, the blood from the wound starts, like, flowing out of my hand into the axe.
No, the snake did not bite your hand. When
Didn't?
you
Oh.
when you touched the axe because it hung in the air, when you gripped the handle, it flashed from being a reddish colored ghost of an axe to being made of wood and metal, and you felt the blood in your hand be pulled into it so forcefully that it broke open the skin of your hand as blood went into it. Granted, it didn't take a lot of your blood, but it took some of it.
Okay. Do I take any damage from that, or?
No, but your arm is sore.
And okay,
I mean,
is
your arm is sore because it's not getting because that bit of blood that was taken out is not supplying oxygen, and so it does feel a bit sore because that's what happens. But no, you're not taking damage from it.
Say, okay, is anyone else injured?
Rail
guys
just
wanna-
pulls off his hand.
Okay. I snap my fingers, and I snap the finger that is not in my numb hand, and my mystical, stupid, fey court-ordered person comes out and will heal. Let's see. Will heal, since Rail needs more. Rail 3d6.
Wait, why Rael? Isn't Yin the only one who took damage? Oh yeah, Rael's.
Didn't Rael take Rael took damage from the snake?
I took 7 damage from that
okay.
snake that I tried to beat.
What's your maximum health?
What?
What's your maximum health? How much down are you? Or like half health down, or?
11.
Wait.
Okay.
So wait, your max is 18 then? Because there's no way it could be 11 at level 3. So, okay, 18.
Okay, you get 1d6 and I get 2. How about that?
Better. That's much better. It makes more sense at least. Your court-ordered fae? What is that?
Circle of Dreams get Balm of the Summer Court, meaning
Balm of the Summer Court, yes.
Summer Court. And a being of energy comes out to heal my injuries and my friend's injuries.
Oh, so... Balm of the Summer. Okay, before when you were saying that earlier, every time you said that earlier, I thought you said ball of the soccer court, and I was very confused. Like, ball of the soccer court. So what? Are you gonna summon a magic soccer ball? And okay, that makes much more sense.
Well, you heal for 4, and I will heal for 10. Great. You heal for 4 and you gain 1 temporary hit point, and I heal for 10 and gain 2 temporary hit points. Since for every dice I used on the target, they get 1 temporary hit point.
Right.
There we go. I'm full health. You're doing better, and now we still
Yes.
have a bunch of diggers and the antlion to fight.
Mhm.
The commotion of the battle just looked like I recast uh,
Yeah, the antlion.
animals and plants and all that stuff, and see if it disturbed any of them.
You know, the fish is holding up the antlion.
What?
What kind of fish do you own?
They describe it as being
The fish
very
was fighting
big,
so
big enough
much.
to scratch a horse, and it also somehow pulled down Elvin, but the antlion is like as big as a cat. You have no
I
idea how that
specifically
pulled Elvin down. Like, how did it do that? How?
okay. Let's be honest.
It's Elvin.
Elvin gains a point of exhaustion just trying to get up in the morning.
Seriously.
Like takes damage from a light breeze of wind.
Anyway, the fish
By the
So
way,
the fish was fighting it so much.
I mean, the fish is just kind of nibbling the antlion right now. It's just
okay,
nibbling on the tip
Yeah.
of one of its
Great job,
jaws.
little guy.
You know, just
take the axe and chop off the antlion's head. I'd like to say I specifically forgive only the fish for distracting you two when Elvin was trying to kill me. Specifically the fish. You two are both on thin ice.
yes.
Fair enough.
So, you bring the head to the arms dealer, and they already have the digger, who is still alive and in captivity because they've decided not to cut it up. And so, you've completed the quest, and you have received your boards, and, you can go to Glorf in the, Blorf. You can go to Blorf in the next session, because I'm tired and I've had
I'd
enough
like to
D&D.
sleep through the night since we're not. I'd also like to end off sleeping through the night since we will not be traveling during the day. During the night since the nocturnal creatures
Yeah.
are out.
Yes.
But
Oh yeah,
in the
so-
desert.
So anyway, hey, audience, watcher people, hello. This was another session of, like I said, the Aemon Pestilence, and remember, this is every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you come by next Saturday, we'll probably be running another session of this. So I hope that you do come next Saturday for the next session. And until then, stay zesty.